Long live the Queen. Yes, Queen Elizabeth served her country for 70 years. That's an amazing accomplishment. It is hard to even fathom, as she took reign at the age of 21 and served selflessly for that long, her country. And there's so many lessons to be taken from her. I'm going to cover 5 lessons that I think we can take from Queen Elizabeth. 1, age is just a number. Whether she was 21, which was pretty unfathomable at the time, that a 21-year-old could take that position, until she was 90 years old. And at 90, 95, that age is just a number. She served her country at all the ages. And think about how many decades that is. At each decade, you have a different perspective. Think about yourself at different decades, whether you're in 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, 60s, if you've hit your 70s and onward. Age is just a number, and she treated it as such. She took her duties very responsible. She took them without element of that age. So what are you doing that is directly related to your age? How do you frame your age in relative terms to what you're accomplishing? Because age is just a number. It's how you feel. It's not what you're capable of or what your limits are. Number 2, fitness. Many folks don't realize it, but she was incredibly active and incredibly committed to being active. If you have seen many of the pictures, she's out walking her dogs. She walks the dog, and that is a fitness for someone at her age, especially in the 80s and 90s, those decades. She was active. She found ways to be in the mix, to be walking. And what are we doing at your 20s, at your 30s, at your 40s, to be active and to take care of yourself? She knew how important it was to take care of herself, whether it was the fitness, how she ate. All of that was a true reflection of her commitment to herself. So that's number 2. Number 3, a sense of humor. Queen Elizabeth had an amazing sense of humor. Pretty typical British sense of humor. If you've ever watched any clips from kind of the outtakes, it's a very low-key, very British sense of humor. Often had just a smile on her face, had kind of a sweet demeanor. It wasn't, it was strong, but it was sweet, and had a quick sense of humor. If you are able to watch any of those clips, any of those things, are great perspective. And having a sense of humor means also not taking yourself too seriously and lightening the mood and shifting the dynamic with humor to hopefully get what you're help connect with other people. Number 4, constraint, poise. You just don't hear of times when she's lost her temper or she's spoken out of emotion. She's much more thoughtful and poised and reserved and thinks through what she has to say. You don't catch her in a place of speaking from the emotion or speaking off the cuff. And it's not that she's stiff and prepared. She just seems to be thoughtful and poised and confident and willing to have constraint and think through things before speaking, versus the alternative, which does happen in many circles where folks speak before they think. You don't see Queen Elizabeth doing that poise, that level of confidence. And that comes from confidence. It comes from confidence that you don't have to say something just because things are happening around you. You can reflect and be thoughtful about it. It doesn't require you to be an immediate responder. That probably served her well, especially in her 20s and 30s early on, because it can get you into trouble if you are not thoughtful and don't constrain yourself. So that's the 4th one. The 5th one is her devotion to service, her devotion to family, her commitment to her country. 70 years, that's amazing. And at 70 years, her commitment, her willing to serve, her style of leadership, her willingness to be there for the country and understand that she was a servant to them. And you'll hear in many different places over the next couple of days when things are happening with her, that you'll hear people talk about her devotion. She had a large extended family. She knew that her family, the importance of her family. She also knew that family was tricky and family was, not predictable, but she respected them and she was devoted to them and she was devoted to her country and to serving as she took the oath 70 plus years ago to serve that country. And she took that very, very seriously. So that devotion, that commitment is so clear. So those are 5 things that I take away from Queen Elizabeth, and hopefully that I can implement as I look at helping business owners. Age is just a number. No matter what kind of business owner I am or what kind of business owner I'm helping, the age is just a number in where they are in their journey. Business owners sometimes begin their businesses in their 30s, sometimes in their 40s, sometimes in their 60s. And it just isn't a factor. It's more about what's in their head. Always looking for ways to be active and engaged, because that feeding the physical is important as far as feeding the mind. And those are 5 of the things that I take away from Queen Elizabeth. If you like what you heard today, subscribe, comment below. I look forward to working with you. If you want to grab together coffee, if you want to jump on a quick Zoom, or if you really want to dig deep into your business, we can set up some time, take a look at your business, and put a plan in place to go forward. Your Business Profit, helping you get the business you deserve.